There comes a time in our lives when we all think about leaving behind something that will outlive ourselves, what we sometimes call a legacy, or the Bible calls an inheritance. Morning man at COOS, I hope you're enjoying yourselves at camp. I'm sorry I can't be with you, but I would like to share with you a couple of thoughts about what an inheritance is. Whereas we tend to think about an inheritance or a legacy in terms of material wealth that we have accumulated, that we hope that maybe we can pass on to our children at some point. The Bible in the Old Testament tends to talk about an inheritance in terms of blessings and land. And why blessings and land? I think the reason that blessings and land were considered inheritances in the Old Testament is because they were seen as something that's given by God. And the idea here is that a real legacy begins as something that God gives us, that we can give on to others who come after us. So a real legacy, a real inheritance must be something that begins with God, something that comes from God. Now in the book of Hebrews in chapter 11, we have what is commonly known as the Hall of Faith, a long list of men and women detailing their great exploits of faith in God. Now when we look at this, you find that it ends with this verse 39. It says that these men and women, they had obtained, they had acquired for themselves a testimony, a great testimony. I want to suggest to you that, what a real legacy is really a testimony. It is what we can carry with us. It's the real thing that you can give to someone else, something that's God-given, a life of faith in God. And then in the next verse, in chapter 12 and verse 1, Hebrews, it says to us that we too must obtain this testimony. It says that, therefore we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, that we should lay aside every weight and sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us therefore run with endurance this race that is set before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Friends, when we talk about leaving behind a legacy, the great question that we have to ask is really the question of your testimony. You are your legacy. You are your testimony. So today maybe you can be thinking about, how is your testimony? What is your testimony like? What will your testimony be, the legacy that you leave behind? God bless you.